So guys, today I want to show you how I became profitable with my intraday strategy. Okay, this is the typical strategy that you have surely seen if you are in the smart money concept world, where you have your Asia session that manipulate below and then take off in the opposite direction, right? So what I found out by testing this strategy is that the strategy itself is not enough. Okay, you can just wait to see a manipulation on one of the side of Asia before going to the opposite direction. That's not always happened. To perfectionize this strategy, what I've implemented is that you need to understand very well what's the trend and the bias of the asset that you're trading, right? You can expect a manipulation on the opposite side of your trend to then keep going your direction, okay? Made this strategy better. Here you can see an example where we have a bullish structure. Okay, we have several break of structure. We see price approaching with an Asia above a demand zone. And in this case, we have a manipulation on the demand zone, and then you have the trade taking our direction. Of course, this is the perfect scenario, right? But you can have this also with, like, let's say, intermediate demand, or if you have just a general trend, you can expect price manipulating below if you want to keep going up, or above if you want to keep going down. So how I've managed to understand trend and bias, I'm going to show you some things that no one ever showed me. So as you can see here, we are on USD Those are the last two trades that I've took. And I want to show you why I've taken these trades. So what we can see here, we start 24 hour. We can see that price here broke structure to the downside, but immediately after, it broke structure to the upside. So here we have a bullish trend, right? After that, price retraced on the most distant demand, which was this one, okay? And you can see that it reacted very nicely from this demand. Once it reacted from this demand, you can see that here we had all of this liquidity, which wasn't taken out, and it didn't even broke structure. Things that happen later, okay? There we go. You can see how it broke structure here. This was our structural break. This wasn't a structural break, okay? This one, it evidentiated, was not a structural break. It was just weak. Here we have a full structural break. Where did that structural break came from? From this demand, okay? So we are using this demand and not this demand. Why? Because this demand over here didn't break our structure. This one did. So what we do next? We wait for our Asian session to manipulate, to go higher. One thing that I want to show you is that if you just trade this strategy based on liquidity and then engulfing candle, for example, here you should have taken a trade, right? Because you took Asian high and then you broke structure with an engulfing candle. So this would have been a trade following the strategy that everyone teach you. But as you can see, it would have gone stop. So this was a particularly lucky trade. It was an FAP. It tapped on our demand and then it went to target. I haven't taken this trade because it was an FAP, but it would have worked really nicely. I've took the next day trade, which was this one. Same exact concept. We are waiting for a manipulation below to keep going higher. I wanted to show you two more tools that help me understand market trend, which are sentiment analysis and Matov. Okay. Sentiment analysis, I use this one from my Forex book. It basically shows you how most of retail are positioned. So we do the opposite. We use it as a contrarian indicator, right? On USD when I took this trade, let me show you. On USD let me see if it's still the same. 86% of retail traders are short. So what we do, if 86% of retail traders are short, and we know that most of the time they're wrong, we go long. We look for longs. On top of that, I use Mataf, which is this site that show you the strength of the currency. And you can see how in the 10th of February, when I took the trade, USD was up there and CHF was down here. So USD was here, CHF. So USD was stronger than CHF. So everything aligned, okay? We have our structural break to the upside. We have price continue breaking structure. Here we have a supply that maybe most of people take a short from. But we know that we have sentiment analysis where everyone is short, so we go long. Matov shows us that USD is stronger than CHF. And we know that we are breaking structure and we are coming from this situation, right? So again, what do I need to do in this case? I'm not looking for manipulation above to go below, but I'm looking for a manipulation below to go long. Very simple. You can see that we have it here. This is called absorption, right? This candle over here is an absorption. So you can position it yourself here. Never put your stop loss here. Why? If you trade this concept, you know that most of the time you got a mutation. If you know what a mutation is, basically, everyone knows the concept of manipulation, which was this one, okay? This one was a manipulation. But if you're trading, you know that most of the time what happened is that mutation got taken out, the low got taken out again, which causes a mutation because it's a manipulation of the manipulation. So never put your stop here. I usually put my stop on the low of this zone, like in this case, even a few pips below. So this was the first trade. You can go for 1, 2, 3. Okay. You can see if a mutation happened, like in this case. This is the typical mutation. You got a manipulation and then you manipulate the manipulation. So after a mutation, you can wait an engulfing candle like this one, and you can reposition it yourself. Here you can go with the stop tighter because it's technically it shouldn't be manipulating again. Okay. So here you can go for a riskier trade, or you can always put your stop here, or you can wait for a structural break. Then re-enter. Like in this case, we had our structural break. So where do we reposition it ourselves? The last demand of the block structure, which was this one. We put our limit here. Here you can put your stop loss here. And then you can go targeting, for example, those eyes over here. Okay. And I remember that this trade went to TP. Here you would have eaten break even. But if you would have let it run, you would then eventually taken TP. Okay. So this is my intraday strategy, and I really suggest you to check out how to use market sentiment and Madoff, because I find them very useful to understand the market trend and backtest your strategy, get your data, understand market structure, and then you can use this manipulation as a strategy to get profitable. Otherwise, you would never get profitable. See you next time.